He likes rice and peas. There's nowhere else in England that's going to be able to serve him up some good food like that.
Our two were cultural moments, a treble winning Champions League and a Champions League against Chelsea.
Two rival fans.
Roy Keane can't sniff N'Golo Kante.
The only reason you're respected is because of the Drake collab, and I'm just saying you could do better.
5 rounds of fierce debate.
Chelsea's still a small club compared to Man United, we're twice the size.
For the next 4 years, we're going to be classified as the world champions. How can anyone be bigger than the world champions?
Bragging rights up for grabs.
We actually were underdogs in both finals.
Chelsea are always going to be the underdogs in major tournaments.
Each player must use their time wisely before whacking their big red button to pile the pressure on their opponents.
We're going to be the best team in the world in the next 4 or 5 years.
It's about which was more impressive. Ours was to win a treble in the last minute.
Best of 5, winner takes all. This is SunSport Stoppage Time. We've got Hums representing Manchester United and we've got Sugar Sean representing Chelsea. Lads, this is your 1 minute and 30-second round to kick off. And the topic is Man United have had a better transfer window than Chelsea. It's Sugar Sean to speak first. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, you've only made 3 signings so far. Sesko's only just been announced. That's 3 signings. We've actually reinforced our whole squad for where we've actually strengthened. Hato's come in now, back up to Cucurella, even though Cucurella is great. You haven't really addressed your core problem, and that's your midfield. You can leak loads of goals last season. All you've done is buy attackers. Cunha, Mbeumo, Sesko, half of them don't even have more than a 50% strike rate, goal rate. Mbeumo had 1 good season. What are you really going to solve with that 3 transfers?
I think I'm a man of stats, and at the end of the day, what we've gone and done is buy guaranteed Premier League goals and assists. So if we just focus on 2 of them players, Cunha, I believe, in the last 2 seasons is 35 goals and assists, and actually I don't know what you're talking about with Mbeumo because I think he has over 50 goal contributions from the last 2 seasons. And for me, those stats don't lie unless you have 2 signings whose stats compete with that in the Premier League, then I'm not really sure how you can rebut it.
Well, to be honest, it's just the fact that we don't really need to strengthen just our goals. Like, we've had Nicholas Jackson, even Nicholas Jackson, not a great player, but we make him score goals. Chelsea just can score goals. With you lot, you've had problems at centre-back, you can't defend, your manager can't seem to get it right. It seems like you're just trying to take away the strength of other teams in and around you because you finished 15th. It's like you just want to finish in the 10th, 9th, 8th position and just try and get better than those sides.
I think we've gone in to make a statement. We've gone for 2 of the, let's say, the top 5 in terms of the average rating throughout last season, right? 3 of them players we have. 1 is Bruno Fernandes, but 2 of them we've signed in this window, Cunha and Mbeumo. The other 2 were Salah and Cole Palmer. He was obviously a good player. But in terms of this window, going out and picking 2 of the highest rated, right, statistically performing players in the Premier League, that is unbelievable. Now we'll go into Sesko. At the end of the day, Sesko, his statistics are also really good in the last 2 seasons, over 50 goal contributions. So again, statistically, and that is in one of Europe's top 5 league, plus he's been in the Champions League for 4 seasons in a row. These are high caliber players. So if we're judging only this transfer window, I don't think you have players on that level in this window, which is what the question is based on.
The thing is with Sesko, I don't think he's scored like many double-digit seasons. And even though he might have goal contributions, your problem with Højlund last season was finding a proper goal scorer. I don't know if Sesko actually solves that problem. With us, we've now got Esteval, probably one of the best transfer market youngsters in the world right now, to come and enhance our already stacked forward line. We've got Madueke out the door, put him back to Arsenal, weakened them. We've now got Esteval being able to start on the right-hand side. And the squad is just stacked with backups.
The final thing we haven't mentioned is outgoings. We've got rid of Garnacho, toxic player. And who have you got rid of him to? Chelsea. You taking 50 million.
That's exhilarating stuff. Hums, we'll go to you first. How do you think you got on?
I enjoyed that, to be fair. Yeah, I thought good back and forth. I can't think of any points that I didn't get.
Sean, how do you think you got on?
Yeah, I think more so I should have focused on the fact of some of our just benefits of like our transfers going out and being able to spend as much as we have. Because obviously we've been able to spend because we've also been able to take in quite a lot of money. And also I didn't really pinpoint the fact that they got Sesko, which is probably their second option in Gyökeres, because they were all happy and excited, thinking that Gyökeres wanted to sign for them, and then he ended up having to get Sesko.
Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. Well, look, I think that was genuinely a very, very close round, right? One thing, a couple of notes that I made, that it seemed quite a lot about just talking about Man United's window. There wasn't a lot of chat about Chelsea's. No mention of Liam Delap or João Pedro coming from either of you. Either is a good thing from you or a bad thing from you. One thing I did notice, Sean went in with an excellent point, which I really liked, about Manchester United. You've signed all these attackers. Your defence of their record was absolutely superb. Stats as well. I think clearly Mbeumo and Cunha are great players who will elevate Manchester United going forward. Sean did say that perhaps you need reinforcements and cover elsewhere in the pitch. No real rebuttal to that.
But I don't think we need centre-backs. Yeah, the midfield option, Baleba, but I didn't think I could talk about Baleba because we haven't signed him yet. So that's why I felt, okay, yeah.
Fair enough.
And also, we all know, given the time frame, it's like, what do I even cover here? Like, do I rebut that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
if they've still got Casemiro and Ugarte, like it's not good enough. And Kobbie Mainoo's not really defensive.
Well, listen, lads, you know the rules.
we've already-
the rules. This doesn't count unless it's inside the clocks.
You're
Exactly. One thing from you, Sean. I did think you put quite a lot of store in Esteval Willian then. I
Yes.
may be proved wrong in 6 months' time, but quite a lot of store in a player that no one had really heard of 6 months ago. Well, lads, I've got to call it. Good things from both of you there. A couple of weak spots from both of you. I think ultimately it comes down to just one thing where your failure, unfortunately, Hums, to rebut Sean's suggestion about potential reinforcements needed elsewhere on the pitch. It wasn't a total thrashing, but I have to give it to someone. Round one goes to Sugar Sean and Chelsea FC.
I have to disagree strongly with that, man. I do, honestly.
Exhilarating start to stoppage time, nip and tuck stuff. This is round 2. You've got 1 minute on the clock, and the topic is Cole Palmer will leave Chelsea for a bigger club. It's Hums to speak first. Sean doesn't like it already. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, I think Cole Palmer's only 23 years old, so it's quite obvious to me that at some point in his career he's going to go make the move to the bigger club. That's one reason. Another is maybe if we look at the evidence, that does tend to happen. Eden Hazard and Juan Mata, he went to Manchester United.
How can anyone be bigger than the world champions? I mean, like, for the next 4 years, we're going to be classified as the world champions. Everybody glazed PSG. Oh my God, we can't stop this forward three. They're rotational. They beat everybody in England. They beat everyone but Chelsea.
Well, it's about bigger club. The size of a club is determined by fan base, revenue, the size of the club. Chelsea is still a small club compared to Man United. We're twice the size.
How have you been able to make transfers, like your incomings? You haven't been able to make money coming in. We've actually bought players like Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, resold them back for the same value. We actually get money back for our players.
What has this got to do with the size of the club and Cole Palmer leaving to go to a bigger club at the end of the day? I don't care about your transfer policy and you've sold some guy. Oh, well done. Like, that's what the small clubs do. They build up the academy players and then they get rid of them for profit. That's a small club thing. So congratulations on that. But yeah, in terms of Cole Palmer, you know, there's quite a few clubs that are a lot bigger than Chelsea. Real Madrid, Barcelona, and even Manchester United.
He likes rice and peas and curry goat and mutton. He needs to be in London still. There's nowhere else in England that's going to be able to serve him up some good food like that. What other clubs are actually bigger than Chelsea right now? And then in the future, who are they going to be? Because we are in the future going to have stacks on stacks of players that are going to get into their prime. We've bought young and we're looking for the future. So who's going to be bigger than us in the future whilst we're already current world champions?
In the last 10 years, you've been way more successful than us and we've increased the gap on who's a bigger club.
I just can't see anyone being bigger than us. Like, we're going to be the best team in the world in the next 4 or 5 years.
Time, lads, time. Sean, on 2 separate occasions in that round, Hums went straight in with the big guns early doors, saying there's plenty of bigger clubs around, and actually described Chelsea as a small club. Talk to me.
I just don't find that, like, it's even with comparison to Man United. We've won more European titles than them.
Bro, you're not a bigger club and you never will be because your club is worth, I believe, 3 billion. United's worth 6 billion, so we're double the size. We have double the fans. Oh, another thing. Right, when Fergie left, right? Yeah. So since then, we've been really shit on the pitch. You guys have actually been quite successful, won major trophies. In that time, the size difference of the clubs has increased.
On what metric? On what
has increased
metric?
in terms of revenue, like in the value of the club.
You ain't going to be able to get much revenue soon.
It's increased
You've
in
got
terms of the
rats
value
running
of the
around
club.
the stadium.
The size of the club, the gap has increased,
Come on,
right?
Hams, you're better than that.
It means Chelsea can never
you're
be
a cerebral,
Chelsea can never be a
intelligent
bigger
young man.
club. Fan base, revenue, size, it could never
But
be
the
a
revenue,
big club.
we're generating more revenue.
But then I also
naturally
mentioned
than you
Madrid and Barca, so it's like these are the big clubs, right? So in Cole Palmer's life, he's 23 now, he's telling me he's not going to dream of the big clubs.
I must admit, I didn't expect Kiernan Dewsbury Hall's name to come up in your rebuttal to that question, if I'm quite frank. The World Champions thing, I think Chelsea fans are the only fans across the planet who are having that as a rebuttal. But I did like what you said about in future, in years to come, Chelsea have bought a lot of young players in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be bigger than Chelsea? I'm not quite sure if you can say you're going to be the biggest club based in the world based on what you said. However, I do have to give it, unfortunately, in this instance, not quite enough. The Kiernan Dewsbury Hall thing lost it for you. It's 1-1. That round goes to Hams.
Okay.
Hums draws level on stoppage time. It's 1-1. This is your 32nd round. It's Sean to speak first once again. And the topic is Chelsea's Champions League wins times 2 were better than Manchester United. 3, 2, 1.
Well, we both played Bayern. Can you even name more than 2 players from that Bayern Munich team that actually you played at that time when you were actually clear favourites to actually win that Champions League?
No, because I was 1 year old. But more importantly, it's about which was more impressive. I was to win a treble in the last minute.
You were 18 points clear of the league in that season. You had so much time to prepare. Bayern Munich finished on the same level points as, I think it was Bayern Leverkusen. They had no time to turn around and they were underdogs. We actually were underdogs in both finals.
So the underdog in the finals, okay, that's like fair enough respect, but Chelsea are always going to be the underdogs in major tournaments. Also, the second time we won a Champions League, I'll let you tell us about that one. When did we win a Champions League? In Russia.
Well, we've won 2 in the last 10 years. When's the last time you won yours?
It was against Chelsea. There we go.
We played Pep's ever greatest team and Bayern Munich was stacked.
Our 2 were cultural moments, a treble winning Champions League and a Champions League with Cristiano Ronaldo, his first ever one, against Chelsea. Oh my God.
Talk to me.
Mate, just right at the death there,
react.
I knew I had a few seconds left. I was like, okay, 2 just clinical conclusion points. But I do genuinely believe that. Maybe that's because I'm a United fan that I remember them 2 as more moments. Like I said, I was only 1 year old. So I only remember what I heard. But yeah, like that is for me cultural moments, you know?
Mate, you are lucky that wasn't within the clocks. If you go, I remember that better when I was 1.
Oh my God, yeah, it would have got rid of my other point.
You'd have been out of
my
it, mate.
God.
You'd have been,
No,
sure.
I'm lucky.
Yeah, it's just like that round I would have probably hoped it was a bit longer to be able to explain certain things because obviously Bayern Munich's team was fully stacked of world-class players, Schweinsteiger, Kroos and Ribery, Robben, Muller, Gomez, Lahm. Whereas when they played against Bayern Munich, I think Mateus and Cafour were the only 2 players that you could even remember.
Oliver Kahn in goal?
Yeah, Oliver Kahn, but then their forward line, I think they had a less than 1 in 3 strike rate and they won the league on like 73 points and they won by like 90-something points.
Well, now, unfortunately, Sean, for you, our fact checkers in the gallery have been red hot on this, and I am reliably told that Manchester United won the treble. Or the season they won the treble, they won the Premier League by just a single point.
Was it?
Hums, thoughts?
Well, yeah, it was
he's
also
been outed.
It was also an
okay.
iconic. It was also an iconic treble. Even the FA Cup win was iconic. So it's like for you to just try and take that away, I think you're never going to do that.
Yeah, to be fair, I should have bigged up our wins more than them. But I'd initially tried to speak about the Bayern Munich teams, obviously who we played, because both of ours have come against Bayern Munich, and we obviously played a far better Bayern Munich side than what they played. They were favourites in both of their games, arguably. Against us, it was a bit more even. They took us to penalties. It's not really a great win.
Exactly. They only won it because John Terry couldn't screw long enough studs in. Right?
Exactly. And obviously against us, we played City's best ever team, arguably. And we had Pep Guardiola changing his whole team. He didn't even want to play defensive mid. He didn't even play a striker. So obviously, as underdogs, they were fearful of us.
Sean, I'm convinced now.
I know.
Yeah.
It's too late now.
It's pressure with the button. Do you know what I mean? It's pressure.
When the clock's on, you said all that. It would have been 2-1 to Sean. As it is, though, unfortunately, when the clocks were on, not quite certain, Sean, about your approach to it there. Much more convincing after the time had gone.
No worries.
Hums, Excellent stuff, mate. I'm really impressed you were able to remember United winning the treble when you were 1 year old. But despite that, you get the point anyway. 2-1 times in Manchester United.
To be honest, right, if you said that City point there, and like you were the team to disrupt him in that final underdogs, I would have been cut.
Yeah, I would have been.
Like, when you're saying it then, I'm like, right, what do I say to that? Thank God the timer is up.
The comeback to end all comebacks is well and truly on for Hums at the moment. From 1-0 down to 2-1 up. This is the business end of stoppage time. It's round 4. There's 15 seconds on the clock, so you need to be nice and concise for this round. It's Hums to speak first. And the topic is Chelsea are more respected than Manchester United worldwide. 3, 2, 1.
How can they be more respected when they're known for the Russian oligarch coming in and just buying everything? And then Todd Bowley also came and basically did the same thing, breaking the PSR rules but finding the loopholes. They are not respected.
The rules are the rules, and we've been able to apply to them, and we've been all right for them. But we have won more European trophies than you, and you haven't won a league title in like 12 years. You're probably not going to win another league title for another 10.
The only reason you're respected is because of the Drake collab, and I'm just saying you could do better with your points.
We're better than you. It's just that we're going to be able to be a more successful club in the future with the signings we've made for the future.
Time. Lads, absolutely exhilarating 15-second round. Hums,
very quick.
Go to you.
Thoughts, it's just hectic. 15 seconds, like, you know, all I know is I just started singing Drake. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and I think it was because you were telling me about you've been to the Drake concert.
We were both there.
And then he's just done a huge collab with Chelsea. So I was kind of like trying to, just came out of nowhere, man.
I was actually just in the Megastore yesterday and I see the OVO Drake stuff. That's what kind of threw me off towards my second point. So it was funny, to be honest, but yeah. It was good.
Unfortunately, or particularly you, Hums, I don't know about you, Sean, but both of you are quite significantly younger than me. I think, given my stance as a bit more of an indie kid, the Drake reference was a little bit lost on me. I do admire. I do admire. I mean, you're the first singer we've had on Stoppage Time, to be fair. No one's ever broken into song before. You went straight out with a couple of decent ones. Oligarchs, Todd Bowley, where's the respect worldwide? I like your point. You come back, excellent rebuttal. The rules are the rules. We found the loopholes and played within them. Nice and concise is the answer on stoppage time. You came back nice and quickly. You batted away. Nice little straight bat for the Bowley Oligarch one. Said about the trophies. You haven't got a lot of time. You've got to make these points quickly. Yeah. You made 2 points each. One of yours was a Drake song, which went over my head. Sean gets the point. It's 2-2 on stoppage time.
All to play for.
All to play for, man. Flipping heck.
This is where you two earn your money. It's the last round of stoppage time. The scores are level at 2-2. You've got 2 minutes on the clock. That's the most time you will have to speak for the entire round. Any defeat is on your shoulders after this one. It is Sean to speak first for the third time. The topic is Chelsea would have more players than Manchester United in a Premier League era combined 11 between the two teams. This is for the win. 3, 2, 1, go.
To be honest, I actually went through the list this morning. I thought to myself, who's combining the 11? I think we've got 7 out of the 11 players in our team. I think Ashley Cole stumps any of your left backs. I think Petr Cech is clear of your goalkeepers. John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, I'll give you Rio Ferdinand. But Azpilicueta, Ivanovic, Gary Neville, he's David Beckham's boot cleaner for how long? He weren't really that good. He was just in a great, successful team. You've won loads of trophies. I can't compete with your trophies. But the quality of our standard of players is better than yours. I'll go on to midfield in a bit.
I think the ones I'll rebut is Petr Cech. I think Edwin van der Sar comes above him. He's won a lot more than Petr Cech won in terms of trophies. And for me and for a lot of other people in football, he's a better keeper than Petr Cech. Another one is, you know what? I'll give you Ashley Cole. I'm not going to waste time debating that. I'm not going to waste time John Terry. I'm going to go Rio Ferdinand. And I'm right back. I am going to go Gary Neville because he's won 8 Premier Leagues. He's also been the captain of Man United at one point. And just because he puts his own career down in the press quite a lot, doesn't mean he wasn't an incredible right back. And I think definitely Premier League legacy, way more than the 2 right backs that you mentioned. Now, I'll go into the midfield, Scholes, Roy Keane, and I'll give you Lampard because I'm that nice. And then I'm going to go straight to the front 3 because I'm on a roll. I'm going to go right wing, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ballon d'Or winner. I'm going to go left wing, Ryan Giggs. He's the most decorated Premier League player of all time. I'm going to go forward, Wayne Rooney, Man United's top goal scorer, as well as England's second ever top goal scorer.
Well, if we go into midfield, I'll rebuttal your right back quickly, but we could have had 2 right backs literally get over Gary Neville in terms of individual quality. Ivanovic or Azpilicueta, you could have argued. But in midfield, it has to be N'Golo Kante. Roy Keane can't sniff N'Golo Kante. Everyone knows how special N'Golo Kante has been for even our Champions League run and even winning back-to-back league titles with 2 different clubs, Leicester and then to come to Chelsea. I'll give you Paul Scholes, one of my most favourite midfielders, but Frank Lampard has to be in there, guaranteed. You've got Cristiano Ronaldo, Rooney, and who else? Oh, I can't even remember who you ever said. But yeah, tell me who you said actually first.
I said Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Giggs. Eden Hazard trumps Ryan Giggs quality-wise. Ryan Giggs played for a donkey's amount of years, great legend to the Premier League, but in terms of quality, Eden Hazard was something special. You can have Wayne Rooney and you can have Cristiano Ronaldo, but I've already got my 7.
I don't think I've counted 7 there, but if you go to the midfield, let's go for Roy Keane versus Kante. I can't even believe I just said those words, that the two aren't comparable. They're not. Roy Keane is the talismanic captain of Man United in their most successful ever era, one of their most successful ever eras. And N'Golo Kante, as great as he did, it's not that legendary status that Roy Keane has. So I would like you to come back to that one.
Like I said, I can't compete with the trophies, but the eyes don't lie. And N'Golo Kante, nobody could get across that midfield like N'Golo Kante. Not even Roy Keane could sniff him in that midfield. He had the battles with Vieira, physical battles, but that speed and intensity of N'Golo Kante, I don't think it compares. And like you said, with Peter Schmeichel in goal, we got Petr Cech. I'm pretty sure he holds the record for the most clean sheets in Premier League era.
I didn't even mention Peter Schmeichel. I said Van der Sar, but you've just mentioned another keeper who would come over Petr Cech, so thank you for doing that.
Van der Sar definitely can't compare to Petr Cech. Maybe Peter Schmeichel would have had an argument, but not Petr Cech.
Also, like, we're talking Premier League, so I know it might be a simplistic argument, but the truth is, all of the players that I mentioned have a lot more Premier League titles than the ones that you're mentioning, even if we just compare the keepers alone.
I can't compare with Premier League titles, but Champions League contributions, N'Golo Kante was massive. Frank Lampard, one of the all-time top goal scorer midfielders. How can you even compete with that?
Don't waste your breath on Lampard. I gave you that one, son. Do not waste your breath, trust me. But yeah, Kante and Keane, I think is ridiculous. Overall, I think I've made strong enough points. And to be fair, if I don't get the win on this one, it's a robbery. And that's all I'm going to say.
I don't think it's a robbery. I don't think it's a robbery. I'm pretty sure I've named 7 easy bet players.
Time. Lads, this is one of my favourite rounds we do on Stoppage Time for several reasons. Sean, immediate post-match thoughts?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident with my team, to be honest. I've thought to myself, a lot of we can't compare in terms of Premier League winning trophies.
Yep.
But as individuals, if you base it on individual talent, I'm pretty sure people were amazed by Eden Hazard. I don't think many people were amazed by Ryan Giggs. They remember that FA Cup goal that he went on a run, but I could give you 7-8 goals of Eden Hazard that was better than that. So as individuals, different.
Yeah. Consistency over an extremely long period of time. The numbers keep up, obviously impressive. But I know what you mean. For lots of fans, it's about the eye test, right? Hums, what do you think?
Yeah, and to be fair, like that is not a bad point. It just depends on what do you prefer? You know, what do you prefer as a football fan? Like you've seen in all of my debates, I'm very trophy focused. I'm very numbers focused. You know what I mean? Like for me, even against the Arsenal guy, I was like, trophies.
Do you think, to be fair, I was just going to bring this up myself anyway, Man United fans, and that's why I like you a little bit more and the way you approach things sometimes. With Man United fans, there is this sort of off habit almost, isn't there? You'll know this, Sean, obviously living in London, you'll be surrounded by loads of them. So there is this habit to just always talk about, we got with the most revenue, we got the most trophies. Yeah. And to be fair, what an era it was. Why wouldn't you continue to live on it? But that does often sometimes cloud actual arguments about now, because otherwise you'd just win all debates forever, wouldn't you?
Yeah, fair enough. So even that aside, if you look at like the Roy Keane versus Kante, that did transcend the trophies debate. That just transcended like sheer legendary status, what he did captaining that team as well. That for me, it wasn't really comparable, you know.
I'm just going to go through the 11s that you both. Fortunately, you did me a right favour because you both went 4-3-3.
Yes.
So Petr Cech versus Van der Sar.
Yeah.
I'm going Petr Cech. I'm just going to tell you what my calls were, but based on, and I'll cover the quality of your arguments as we go. Azpilicueta versus Neville. I am usually in the anti-Gary Neville club as well, to be quite honest. But what I did think, in this instance, I am going to give it to you, Hums, for Neville. Azpilicueta, great player. I wasn't necessarily convinced by him or Ivanovic being that much better. And and you defended him passionately. So you're getting Gary Neville. It's 1-0 at the moment. Rio and Terry you both agreed on, and Cole. So then into midfield, you both agreed on Lampard and Scholes. So it comes down to Kante and Keane in midfield. You both agreed on Ronaldo and Rooney, and then it was Giggs versus Hazard. Ultimately, I'll go with Ryan Giggs there. I totally understand what you're talking about. The eye test. I do also think that Hazard had periods at Chelsea and some seasons where his levels dropped, particularly when
one season. Under Jose, when he refused to play.
Yeah, to be fair, but Ryan Giggs, like the longevity is pretty unrivaled.
Yeah,
right?
most decorated ever as well. It's
Exactly.
hard. It is hard to argue.
It is.
That is a tough one to argue. So I've got to make a call. That was one of my favourite combined Prem era 11 questions we've had on Stoppage Time so far. It's a difficult one for anyone coming up against Manchester United to argue. And if I'm honest, if I'd gone down my usual path of not giving Gary Neville, I think you might have been in with more of a chance. I do happen to just about also pick Roy Keane over N'Golo Kante. No mention. I might have given it to you if there was mention of him being a World Cup winner. You'd have obviously told me Roy Keane was Irish. He was never going to win a World Cup in his life. However, final scores. It's 7 players, well argued by Hums, and a 3-2 win to Manchester United on Stoppage Time.
Oi.
It was a good battle.
You know what, yeah? Heart was in my mouth in that last one, to be fair.
Well, there you have it. The final whistle blows on another classic Chelsea versus Manchester United showdown here on Stoppage Time. And today it's the Red Devils who come out on top, even though they're unlikely to in the Premier League this season. Tough luck to the Blues and Sugar Sean, but never mind, mate, because you'll probably have another signing to console yourself with in the morning. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to SunSport's YouTube channel for more scorching derby debates here on Stoppage Time, and we'll see you next time.